Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. And today on Elevated Home Style, I am going to show you how to make this amazing and flavorful chicken stock. Because I do not own a pressure canner that allows you to store your stock in your pantry for up to 2 years, I place mine in the freezer with a shelf life of 2 to 3 months. And if your home is anything like mine, keeping it stocked for more than a month is impossible. So on that note, let's heat up the kitchen. For this stock, you will need chicken bones. I use chicken bits. When I cook chicken dishes, I use the chicken thighs and remove the bones, and I place the chicken bits in a freezer gallon size bag and I freeze it until I have a full bag. Bones alone aren't enough to make a perfect stock. If you really want to amp up the nutritional value, you add vegetables. Not only will the vegetables add valuable nutrients like vitamin C and vitamin K and other minerals, they also add flavor to the broth. There's a little magic that happens when water, chicken, and veggies mingle together, simmering away in a stock pot for hours. Besides the chicken bits, you will need 3 leeks, roughly chopped, a whole bag of carrots, roughly chopped, a celery, roughly chopped, 3 onions, roughly chopped, and 2 garlic bulbs sliced. After you have roughly chopped your vegetables, make sure that you rinse them out real well. So in this stock pot, I am going to place the chicken bits first. And then on top of the chicken, you're going to go ahead and add all your vegetables. And you're going to want to make sure you use a stock pot large enough to fit all the veggies. And I just fill it with cold water all the way to the top. If you can, fill the water to the top of the vegetables, but if not, don't worry. As the vegetables cook down, they will shrink and they will incorporate into the water. So I'm going to turn the fire on to high, and you're going to let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're going to remove the protein that surfaces to the top, and then we'll turn it down. Okay, so you could see the protein building up right here, and we're just going to skim it out the best that we can. And as soon as we get all this down, we're going to reduce our fire to simmer, and we're going to place the lid partially on for about 4 to 6 hours. Now that we've removed most of the protein from the top of the broth, we're going to go ahead and place the lid partially on for 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so I'll see you back in 4 to 6 hours. Hi guys, welcome back. It has been 5 hours since I started my stock, and this is what it looks like. So you can see that the broth has formed. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and remove all these vegetables. You can discard the vegetables and and the meat, but I'm going to save just the vegetables for my dogs and grind it up so they can have it with their meals. Okay, so now let's take this off the stove and remove all these veggies. Okay, when you remove your vegetables from the pot, you're going to want to use a strainer. And it picks up quite a few. And you just kind of sit it in there and let it drain out all the broth. And I am going to place it into this plastic bowl. And the reason for doing this is it's just simply too hot to go into my trash can. So I will just leave it out and let it cool off. And then I will take all the chicken bones out so I can prepare the vegetables for my dogs. So go ahead and remove all the veggies. Okay, so I have removed most of my vegetables and I am going to get the rest of any little bits that are left in there. I'm going to pour through this strainer right here. And I'm going to end up having to use 2 bowls. Okay. Okay, so here is the broth with everything strained out. You could let it cool and then can it or place it in the refrigerator overnight so the fat will solidify and then you can scoop out the fat. And this simply just makes it a low fat chicken broth. So I will come back tomorrow, show you what the broth looks like as it solidifies and how I can it and store it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So my stock has been in the refrigerator. It has cooled and it has filmed over the top, which is the fat that you want to remove. So I'm going to go ahead and just skim it off the top. As much as you can. Okay, so I have finished skimming the broth and now I'm going to place the broth in this mason jar. And I'm going to only fill it to 24 ounces. Oops, made a little mess there. 3 cups. Anything more than that, you risk, as it freezes, you risk it expanding. And I've had a few jars crack that way. But when I only do it to 24 ounces, oh my goodness, I am just making a mess. When I only do it to 24 ounces, it expands enough, but not enough to where it's going to crack. And just about there. Okay, so I just went over just a tad. Okay, I have now finished my last jar, and I'm going to go ahead and get ready to store these. Okay, so one thing I did not mention is you're going to want to use the wide mouth mason jars, and when you put them in the freezer, you want to just place the lid on top. And once they have completely frozen, about 8 to 12 hours, I would check them, and then you can place the band on them until you're ready to use. But until they're frozen completely, just place the lid on top. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and share, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel.